Hello, everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about my thoughts on Amber Reid's new live stream. Yes, it's public. She's creating a new tier for her members to offer absolutely nothing. She's discussing how she got Mr. Snowflake's information. That's healthy. She actually spends quite a bit of time discussing Rarity. And Gracie, the other cat that ran away on her watch, in my opinion, she's guilty. Does the fun ever start? Also, she actually says this. I wanted to say this right off the bat. She actually says that she considers herself working full time. She works 2 hours a week. She does 2 live streams a week that are an hour each, and she doesn't create any more content other than that. She doesn't post videos. She works 2 hours a week. She says that she is working full time because she's hounded 24/7.
Nurse, clear my schedule.
Nobody is hounding you. Nobody cares. Nobody is even bothered by you unless you post. And if it's their job, they post about it and they move on. Amber, you are not working full time. You are working, I can't even say part time, 2 hours a week. This is why you have a bad relationship with your audience, because of your manipulative Hans Christian Pookie Reid storytelling. Okay, so working full-time 2 hours a week because she's hounded 24/7. Can you imagine the manipulation tactic to say that because people talk about me online, even though I'm a public figure, I work full-time even though I'm working for 2 hours? Does the fun ever start? All right, so if you could not tell already by this ridiculous intro, everything I'm saying just for entertainment purposes only, sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please don't go to their channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. He has a lot of words blocked on YouTube. And somebody asks her, by the way, we are going to be talking about blocked words very soon, don't you worry. So somebody asks her, why is the word Rarity, the name of her cat that ran away, is blocked on YouTube? And this is honestly the answer that she gives. I find that when you let a person speak and just explain themselves, you will often find the answer in the question that you asked from them. Like, she always tells on herself every single time. Listen to the reason that her beloved pet Rarity, who she said was her soulmate and her best friend, is blocked on YouTube. Just listen to this, okay? Just let's consume what she said. Rarity's name is blocked on YouTube because I had breakdowns, she says, in vlogs due to how much she missed her. And the internet, what the internet has done with that is just making her sick because, listen, this next part speaks for itself. Amber says she's been mourning her cat, and what the internet has done with that is really sick. She's been grieving. These are quotes from her live stream, grieving and mourning her cat. She also says that she talks about Rarity every single day in her personal life. And she's very upset about what people have said about Rarity. Even though she has had, you guys, she's had really public breakdowns about Rarity. Now, the first thing I want to say is, what an odd thing to say. Okay, so your cat Rarity is missing. Your ex, Tommy, has let us know that she asked you to leave from her residence. She asked you to vacate the premises in Oklahoma, and that's the day that you coincidentally, by accident, of course, lost Rarity. Okay? Do with that what you will. I really don't care. This is not about that part. Okay? This is about her saying that, well, I decided to block my best friend's cats, my soulmate, my best friend Rarity's name out of my comments. Because I already had a breakdown, you guys, on YouTube. I had a breakdown due to me mourning her and grieving for her, and what you guys done with that is sick. I have a few questions. First of all, how do you know that you need to mourn her? And how do you know that you need to grieve for her? Are you saying that she's definitely no longer with us, Amber? How do you know that, Amber? I thought you I'm sorry. What is it you and Tommy both said? You're never gonna stop looking for Rarity. I guess you stopped looking for her, huh? I guess it stops here. So she's admitted here that she knows what happened to Rarity. If you are grieving and mourning for a cat, you must admit to yourself, and now she's admitted it publicly to others, that the cat is no longer with us. She knows what happened to that cat. because she's grieving the loss of the cat. Okay. So, how do you know what happened to her, Amber? Even me, somebody like, okay, I also believe that the cat is no longer with us. But whenever I talk about Rarity, I always say there is a chance that, of course, somebody adopted her, and we could hope for that. And I hope that she's adopted, and maybe the person's not saying anything. But, chances are she's probably no longer with us. She doesn't even say there's a chance that she was adopted. How scary is that? I'm not the owner of the cat, and I still have a little bit of hope. I'm trying to be realistic. Yeah, she probably, no longer with us. But, maybe she still got adopted. The person just ain't quite. Amber, that's so off-putting that you just have assumed that she's no longer with us. What do you know about that night of the disappearance? How do you know all this information? What I'm trying to say is, and I've said it before in my videos, I can just give you my opinion. This is my opinion. It is not a fact by any means. I believe that Rarity disappeared under suspicious circumstances, and there is a difference between your cat running away once because it was an accident, because it's something that happened to you, and I can understand that, and I wouldn't blame somebody for that happening to you once. Like, that can happen to you once. It's an accident, it was a mistake, it happened. I get it. However, this is not the first cat that has ran away on Amber's watch. And Beck told us that Rarity ran away multiple times from Amber, and Gracie, Destiny's cat, also ran away on Amber's watch. Now, we will get to that in 1 minute. What I find also really off-putting, I'm sorry, but Amber's entire response about Rarity, that's what it is. It gives you an odd feeling, for me at least. Y'all could comment down below what you think. It's off-putting. Her response is off-putting. She talks about having breakdowns, public breakdowns. She had one that seems forced. There's no real tears, and she did it during YouTube sweeps when you make the most amount of money on YouTube. She talks about this breakdown. Again, it was one. She says it was multiple. It was one. And she says, well, what the internet did with it, people on YouTube did with it. People responded to you clearly having a forced crying reaction to your best friend running away. We think that was forced. You know why we think that? Because we've seen you genuinely crying. We know how, listen, when you show your life on the internet, people get a vibe. I'm going to give you a basic example. I don't show my life on the internet at all. Sometimes I'm just going to tell you how it is. Sometimes I come on here and I'm really tired, really exhausted from the week, from my job. And people will say that, you sound like you're a little tired. And maybe they're right. Yeah, I am a little tired. Or I filmed super, super early, and you can hear that in my voice. I'm not as loud, or something's going on. Or here's a basic example. This is not exactly the same thing, but you're going to get my point. Sometimes I come on here and I have a cold, and people can tell, even though I, try to take out sneezing, take out coughing, obviously I edit that out, try to have as much of a regular voice as possible. You could tell, and people are like, oh, I hope you feel better. And I'm not on camera. I'm not talking about my personal life. The point is, even when I'm tired, people can see that and feel that. It's palpable, and hear that and see that and consume that in any way possible. They're consuming the video. People can feel that, okay? When you have a relationship with your audience, even if you have a bad one like Amber, people can feel what's going on, right? I'm not even on camera, and people can hear that I'm tired sometimes. My point is, when you had that breakdown about Rarity, it was obvious that it was fake, it was forced. We've seen the way that you behave, Amber, when you are truly devastated. You're not devastated by Rarity. I think you put the events into motion. In my personal opinion, not a fact, but I'm 100 on this. You put those events into motion to stay at Tommy's longer. You were being asked to leave, and you knew that if you had, an emergency, she would be distraught and she would let you stay longer. That's what I believe. That is my opinion. I'm entitled to have an opinion about the situation. It's not a fact. Okay, so the really off-putting part is that you would bring up the breakdown that you had. It's almost when, listen, when she says, well, I've already had the public breakdowns on YouTube, and look at what people did with it, as if you owed it to us. That's what people are saying. When she says, I already had the breakdown, like I had the breakdown on YouTube, the way that it feels to me, the vibe that I'm getting from what she's saying is that, well, I gave you the breakdown that you wanted. And by the way, that's exactly what happened. People were saying she's not really that upset about Rarity, all this other stuff. And then she had that breakdown video for show. And then she's saying, well, why are you still bothering me about Rarity? I'm going to block out her name. That's the vibe that I got. But wait, it gets worse. Somebody tells her later in the live stream that she is an irresponsible pet owner. And Amber's answer to this is incredibly off-putting. Like, you know what it is? There's actually no need for commentary. You can feel what her words mean, really off-putting. Like if somebody said to me, because of you, Gracie got out, I would be like, absolutely not. It wasn't me. I wasn't even home, or this didn't happen. It was not me. I swear I'll take a polygraph, whatever. I mean, obviously she's not going to take a polygraph, but you understand. When innocent people that are wrongly accused keep protesting their innocence, she's not wrongly accused at all, in my opinion, which is why she says. So imagine somebody says about Gracie ran away on your watch, you're an irresponsible pet owner, and she says, it was only one pet that disappeared, and it wasn't my pet. Okay, that is the most off-putting thing that I have ever heard. It wasn't your pet. So because you were not the owner of Gracie, you were not responsible in watching her. You were responsible in watching Gracie because you stayed home while Destiny went to work. It's all on her channel. That's a matter of fact. She stayed home. There are videos that I remember watching where she's peeping through the peeping hole of the apartment door, waiting to see. She's filmed all this. It's all in her videos when Destiny's coming home. So first of all, when somebody says, animals keep disappearing on your watch, she says it was only one time. Only one time. Beck already exposed you. Rarity ran away multiple times before this time. So this is the third or second time Rarity ran away. And also it was not one time. By the way, as if one time, when we now know the suspicious circumstances that I just told you about the Tommy situation, that could have led to the disappearance. So just one time, as if you're supposed to be absolved, you did everything you could to stay in Tommy's house. Goal! But I digress. So she says that the answer is just one pet, and hey, it wasn't my pet. It wasn't your pet? So that means you had no responsibility? No. You watched. Look, is Gracie the responsibility of Destiny while they had her? Yes. However, if she entrusted Amber to watch Gracie, and Amber says during that era, it's all on her channel. Hey, the cat ran away, or I chased this, I chased the dog, I chased the cat. It's happened even before. Amber, it was your responsibility because you were watching the cat. It is so suspicious that you continuously have animals run away on your watch. And then she says, Destiny doesn't like me. But even she says I wasn't the one to blame. Yeah, they both blamed it on the roommate. This is why I think that Destiny is saying that. I think that Destiny is incorrect. Destiny, it was Amber that did it. She somehow convinced you that the roommate did it. Okay, I'm going to put it to you like this. Who is more than likely interested in getting rid of a cat? A random roommate or Amber, who was at the time, for the billionth time, if you don't know what happened, there's a video on this topic, I'll link it down below. Amber was trying to get another kitten. The rules in their apartment building did not allow the other kitten to be adopted. And Amber wanted another kitten. She had a fund for the now Wasabi, I believe, okay? And what happened is, when the cat, Gracie, conveniently ran away, they immediately adopted the kitten that Amber wanted. And Amber was cold, callous, detached, odd behavior during that time, telling Destiny she's in a better place. Immediately, as soon as Gracie ran away, Amber would say to the grieving Destiny, oh, she's immediately in a better place. She's in a better place. Come on, let's look at her red couch. My point is, let's compare. So she tells Destiny when Gracie conveniently runs away, but of course, Amber didn't let her out. No, she wanted a new cat, but she didn't let her out. She says, your cat Gracie is in a better place. I know she's in a better place. Let's look at her red couch. A few days after she ran away. Here we have, a bunch of months passing after Rarity's disappearance. It's not almost a year, but okay. And Amber comes on YouTube and says, well, I already had the breakdown. Sorry. Oh, and, I'm grieving and mourning. Hey, Amber, how did you know that Rarity and Gracie are no longer with us? What do you know? And that's all I'll say. Anyways, my main point in talking about Rarity is the reaction channels and Amber's audience has put more emphasis and love and respect and a response to Rarity than Amber ever had. Her response to this topic is off-putting, and I'm just going to tell you my own personal opinion. When she speaks about Gracie, it's palpable how guilty she is, because Who says, oh, it was just one pet and I wasn't her owner? Yeah. Any person that was accused of this would immediately say, oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Stop accusing me of something I didn't do. An innocent person will always protest their innocence in a way that will convince you more than likely. Here, I'm just convinced of murky situations where I think you are to blame. More off-putting behavior by her saying that she misses her lawyer, shouting out her lawyer and saying that she misses him. I know a lot of you believe she doesn't have a lawyer. I think she does have one. I think the reason why she's acting so inappropriate is because she doesn't understand that this is not how you talk to counsel at all. So when you are represented in a legal case, or even if you've retained an attorney for whatever reason, you're probably not going to shout them out in a live stream. They're more than likely not watching. I could tell you what they're doing at night. They're working if they're a solo practitioner, or maybe they're not watching you. And the other thing is, it's usually a private situation type deal. What I mean by that is, yeah, when you're represented by counsel, you can look up who represented who. It's public knowledge if it's a public lawsuit, but that's about it. It's super weird that you're shouting out your lawyer. You are very, very unprofessional. Let's talk about the part in her live stream where she says, everyone is coming at me saying that Karina Kaboom can't comment. Karina Kaboom is not blocked. Okay. She also, before we get started, I'm just going to show you everything that she showed and did. She shows her hidden users and she shows her screen very, 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 very quickly. Okay. Super quickly. And when she shows her screen, it looks like she doesn't have any hidden users. So it looks to you like she hasn't had anyone blocked. Okay. So that's all that she showed and said. Now I'm going to respond to it. But before I do, first thing I want to say is the reason that I'm responding to this is because Amberlynn Reid has been going in the last few live streams and bringing me up about me being blocked or not. I find that a little off-putting because I'm fine with being blocked. I'm respecting your boundary from 2021. You blocked me a long time ago. I'm not asking to be unblocked. I'm fine. I'm good, actually. So what's happening here is sometimes people come here and they're like, why are you talking about this? Because she's continuing to spread false allegations about me. She is saying it first, and I'm responding to it. I don't go on here every time and say, hi, I just want to mention that I'm blocked. Hi, I just want to mention that I'm blocked. I don't care. I'm good with being blocked. As you can see, I'm never asking her to unblock me. I'm fine. If she brings it up first, I have every right to respond to it. So that is actually what's going on here. She's bringing it up first, and I'm responding to it. If she stops bringing up that I'm not blocked or blocked, I'll stop responding to it. Again, she's bringing it up and I'm responding to it. So she's starting the conversation and I'm finishing it. I'm not bringing it up on my own accord every single moment like she is. All right, so first things first, here's proof that I am blocked. I think that for most people that have been watching me for years, I know you're going to comment in the comment section, Karina, we don't need you to prove it, but I will prove it. Okay. I wrote, when I heard this yesterday in her live stream, I wrote this in the live stream. This is from her live stream yesterday and me writing this. Here's my screenshot that I took of what I wrote. When will you take responsibility for Rarity and stop lying about me, LMAO? Not a single person responded to me about this. Usually when I say anything in a live stream that is being done by a Girl World reactor or somebody from Girl World, somebody will recognize my name and say something to me about it, right? Just one or two people. Not a single person has said anything to me about it. Go try to find that comment. The comment doesn't show up. Why? Because she has me blocked. Now that I've shown you proof, go and find this comment. It's from yesterday. I purposely wrote it because, listen, this is how it works, and I'm going to show you more proof than she's lying. Okay. What's going on is this. When you mute or block someone, Amber, you're making me repeat myself, girl. Okay? When you mute or block somebody, Amber even talked about it in one of her last live streams, like a few live streams ago. To them, they don't know that they're muted or blocked if they don't work on YouTube. They continue to comment. Their comment shows up for them. but no one else can see it. Amber said that herself. And she actually, for some reason, thinks that I, as somebody who's worked here for 12 years, don't know that. I know that. I know about blocking and what happens. It's a very like soft block. Pretty much the person keeps commenting, doesn't know they're blocked. The comment shows up for them, but nobody else. The comment is showing up for me, nobody else, because I'm blocked. Now, listen to how she manipulated you and listen to how she lied about this whole topic. A lot of you have been commenting in my comment section and you've been telling me that she blocked out my name, which I said to you a very long time ago that she did. I know she did, right? Sometimes you guys say you try to write my name, it doesn't go through in the live chat, but if you misspell it or if you write it with a different letter or something, it goes through. So let's go back to her screenshot. In this screenshot, it clearly says, hidden user, she doesn't have anybody blocked. Fabulous. Show us your blocked words list, Pookie. She won't. And by the way, Hans Christian Amberlynn Reid, my favorite YouTuber, never to be undersold by Hans Christian Amberlynn, gets asked, show us your blocked words list, and she won't. She says, I'm not going to show it in this live stream. Because, see, the audience is extremely smart and immediately knows what she's doing. The reason that she won't show you her blocked words list, and you can block a lot of words from popping up on your channel, meaning that anyone comments that word, it's blocked. So it doesn't come out. Again, people commented. They think that the word is not blocked, just like they think they themselves are not blocked. When you block a word or a person, the word gets written but doesn't show up. The person writes a comment, doesn't show up. That's the system on YouTube, okay? The idea being, you blocked my name and you won't show your blocked words list. And so when people are saying anything about me, when I'm saying anything, I guess it's going through where I'm still blocked. And the blocked words list, she won't. She blocked my name. Now, here's the bottom line. I don't go around writing the words Karina Kaboom in any message, in any comment that I would comment, but it's still obviously blocking me. Amber, you're caught, girl. And by the way, I've shown you proof that I commented. I've shown you proof that she only showed you who's blocked, not the words that are blocked. She blocked out my name a long time ago because she obviously cannot take my commentary. You know what? That's fine. Don't unblock me. Please don't unblock me. Start telling the truth. This is not about, see, there's a misconception, so I'm gonna correct it. There's a misconception that I care that I'm blocked. Absolutely do not care. As I said, I respect her boundaries, and I'm not asking to be unblocked. Continue to block me, Pookie. The correct answer is, as long as she keeps lying about it, I'm going to keep talking about it. This is not about her blocking me because I'm fine with it. Don't unblock me. It's about that she's lying about blocking out my name a long time ago. So, Amber, as long as you keep lying, I'll keep talking about it. Start telling the truth. Now, what she may do, if she's brave enough, is that she'll remove my name from the blocked words list. I don't care. If you see that suddenly you can see my comment in the future, that's what she did. Notice how she doesn't show you her blocked words list because she knows I'm on it, okay? And the bottom line here is this. Amber, why do you bring it up? Because people are asking you why, reactors can't comment in your stuff? Yeah, that's because I'm blocked. And I want to leave you off with this, okay? Even though I've shown you proof that I commented, nobody commented back to me, okay? Even go, and by the way, it's okay. Go and try to find my comment. Here's the bottom line. I want you to just think about this logically. You can even forget all the proof I've shown you. If I wasn't blocked on Amberlynn Reid's channel, when I would comment, you all would see my comments. And that's all the proof that anybody should need. So if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you know that I like to go over the way that she manipulates people. What she does in most cases is says something that is technically true, but doesn't tell you what's going on in the background, hoping that you don't know. This is called manipulation. Okay, she is leveraging information in terms of power. Like she's trying to manipulate you. Okay, let's talk about her memberships. She says that she's going to create a second tier of memberships for $4.99. Okay, fine. What are you going to give us, Amber, for that? Absolutely nothing. Okay. So basically, she says that she's going to be able to gift those memberships because, you know, her love language is gift giving. Your love language is buying people's time so they could help you in the lavatory. Let's just be honest, okay? Stop saying that you like to buy things for people because you don't. When you used to buy things for Destiny, you held it over her head for a very long time. You just buy things temporarily or give money temporarily because you need to buy somebody's time and effort into helping you. Just employ one. People will respect you a lot more, but I digress. Yeah. If you believe that her love language is gift giving, I have a very large bridge of Kermits to sell you, okay? So she talks about how she isn't getting rid of the first membership for $10, right? And people ask her, why don't you just get rid of, like, just get rid of the $10 membership and switch to $4.99 membership? You know, even if you want to actually gift those memberships, that's fine. But why don't you just get rid of the $10 one, right? Because she says that she's going to now have two tiers, the $4.99 soon and the $10. Well, listen to what she says. She says people are really attached to the $10 one, right? And what I will do is if I notice that a lot of people are switching to the $4.99 membership, I'll just get rid of the $10 one. Amber, why don't you tell your audience what's really going on? Okay, so are people attached to the $10 one? Well, maybe using semantics, maybe you could say that. What she's not telling you is really vital, it's really crucial, it's really important. She's misleading you. Here's what she's not telling you. The reason that she doesn't just go in and delete the $10 membership, Amber, why don't you tell this to your audience? It's because you're hiding it. You're hoping that other YouTubers won't talk about it. I'll talk about it. Here's what's really going on. The reason that she doesn't want to get rid of her $10 membership and just switch it over to the $4.99 is because the way that the YouTube rules are set up with memberships is you have to delete that tier if you want to get rid of it. When she deletes the $10 tier, like people asked her, why don't you just get rid of it? All of her memberships are immediately gone and she has to go back to work. All of the memberships get deleted. Everyone gets like unsubbed from her memberships. This is really important what I'm saying to you right now, okay? If she deletes the $10 tier, everyone loses their membership automatically. Then they have to resub to her $4.99. If she still has 600 members, which she said that she did, that's at least $3,000 a month. Even if it's $2,000 a month, whatever it is, okay? Because YouTube takes its cut and then there's taxes. But she doesn't want to lose all her members. The minute that she gets rid of the $10 membership, deletes it, all of your memberships go away. Immediately, they go away immediately. So then she doesn't have any members and has to wait for them to choose to resubscribe to her $4.99 memberships. In the meantime, she has no money coming in, right? Because she gets paid. She doesn't do YouTube videos anymore, barely, right? She says she might do one. It doesn't matter. She is solely, listen to what I'm saying. She's solely surviving off of her memberships, right? Because she's not doing YouTube videos anymore. Therefore, that's why she is not going to delete the membership. Amber, why are you lying and saying that the reason that you won't delete the $10 tier ones is because people are attached? Why don't you tell the truth? How come you conveniently, and by the way, I'm being facetious, it's not convenient, but Pookie, Hans Christian Pookie Reid, why are you conveniently leaving out that you would lose all your members if you got rid of the $10 one? Why are you putting it on your audience and blaming your audience? Just like, oh, Rarity ran away. She explored too hard. Yeah, you're upset that your audience may explore too hard since they're so attached to the membership. Look, people are not attached to the membership. If she gets rid of it, she loses all her members. Of course, how convenient for her to say. See, she always makes it like she's trying to make it and manipulate. I hope you you see what she's doing here, and trying to make it like it's in your best interest. Oh, she says, I'm trying to make everything breezy. I'm trying to make everything comfortable. No, you're trying to make everything comfortable for the greater good of you. By the way, Pookie, if you just said that, people respect your honesty. Like, I come on here all the time and I'm like, hey, this is just a job for me. Imagine I came on here and it was like, oh my God, I love talking about Amber. Like, imagine, like, first of all, no one here would believe me. And second of all, why would I do that? Why would I manipulate you like that? This is a job for me currently. That's what it is, okay? So she manipulates this whole situation, okay? By not telling you the real reason she's not getting rid of that $10 tier. So now she's gonna have $4.99 tier, which brings me to my next point, which is so fabulous. I love this. So she actually has enough audacity to say, oh, I thought that when you have memberships, you actually have to provide something for your members, but you actually don't have to provide anything. Tailor-made to you, Pookie. Always taking the easy way out. Okay, Amber, let me ask you a serious question. What are you providing now? Like, to be honest with you, even though she was very disrespectful in her members only streams in the past, at least you could say when you were a member, the live streams were hidden. Nobody saw them except the members, and only members could chat. Was she providing a service? Yeah. She no longer is. Right now, this is what she's providing. Absolutely nothing. What she's doing is this. She is sitting there and streaming and mainly talking to the people that are not her members, but talking to the people that are giving her super chats. Okay? The non-members that are giving her super chats, she's mainly addressing them and ignoring everybody else. That's how it was in 2021 as well. Okay? And then at the end of the live stream, she makes, again, the live stream public for a little bit and then leaves. Listen, she live streamed for a whopping 1 hour. 1 hour and 3 minutes. Amber, have you ever thought about maybe giving your audience an extra 30 minutes, an extra 20 minutes, just the bare minimum? Why don't you just change your YouTube channel name to just the bare minimum Reid, okay? Because this is wild to me. Just an hour and 3 minutes. Just exactly on the dot. Oh, almost 10 minutes left. Oh, almost 5 minutes left. That's her famous thing. She actually said that in the last stream as well. It is so wild to me that this is how you behave. It's wild, okay? My point is, she is now embracing that she doesn't have to do anything. She will take any opportunity to not give something and take money for it. What I'm trying to say is, look, if you take nothing away from my videos, remember this. People talk about what they think about. She's been thinking about and thinking how she doesn't have to provide, like, oh, finally, yes, I don't have to provide anything for them and they could just show support. Amber, go show a Kermit. Let's talk about what she says about Mr. Snowflake. Before we get into it, I just want to say, whenever I talk about body language, there's always a percentage of people that don't want to hear it. Well, okay, that's fine. You don't have to agree with it or anything like that. The reason why body language is used by so many experts, even in the legal field and in many different areas, is because unless you are intelligent enough to do what I'm about to say, which is not going on here, you can't really fake body language. It is incredibly difficult to fake body language. Body language gives a person away. So she gets asked about Mr. Snowflake, and she gets asked, how did you get his information? What's up with you getting his information? And she says, I didn't get it. My friend got it by reverse imaging, like the certain search, like a picture of him. And she's like, oh, well, I'm not supposed to talk about it. I'm not supposed to talk about it. As she says, I'm not supposed to talk about it, she starts, super important, and starts pushing her hair back. If you know anything about it, ever been on a date with someone who's nervous, who is not confident about what's going on, this is a basic body language thing. It happens a lot on a date. That's why I bring it up. This is YouTube. I'm gonna have to say this. If I was having a regular conversation, I would not need to add this, but I will add this here. So I know that there are reasons why people may be commenting currently, as I'm saying this, that they play with their hair for other reasons other than being nervous or body language. There are other reasons. But we're talking about Amberlynn Reid and her body language here. She doesn't have those other reasons that other people may have for playing with their hair when they're talking, for trying to, fix their hair when they're talking. She doesn't have those other reasons. Are those other reasons out there? Yeah. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about her suspicious body language. People are not confident. People are not in that moment. I love it when moments of magic get involved. Get your own channel, magic of moments. Whenever that happens, the person's not confident with what's happening. Usually they're just nervous on a date, right? In this situation, we don't think Pookie's on a date, right? Hans Christian Pookie Reid, I see you for who you are. You're not confident with what you're saying. You're lying, okay? You're lying. Why do you start fidgeting with your hair when you're saying that you're not supposed to say it? Now, look, let's just look at this logically. I want you to think about this logically. If she actually had a friend find out a reaction channel's private personal information that she, by the way, shared on her channel, which she could get her channel in tons of trouble for that, right? So if her friend had looked it up, why is she not allowed to share anymore? I don't understand. Her friend gave her the information. Why is Amber not allowed to share it? Just think about it. Common sense alone tells you that there is no friend. Amber, in my personal opinion, it's not a fact, but I'm 100 on this, and I fully, fully, fully believe in what I'm saying is true. I think that she buys reaction channels information, or she asks people to buy it so that it's not on her name, but she's the one that's facilitating the information. Here's a better question. Why are you and your supposed imaginary friends are finding private personal information from and about, like you're finding information about a reaction channel, and then you're sharing it on your channel? Do you not think this is really weird and awkward? Because no reaction channel has done this. No reaction channel has paid for your private information, gotten their friends to pay for your private information and shared it. Because this is just like a money thing. It's just for a job. You are truly invested in this. So Amber, your body language doesn't lie. You do. Why are you so not confident with what you're saying that you can't talk about it? You're unsure. Bottom line is you facilitate the purchase of reaction channels' private information and then monetize the content on your channel as you've done in your members only streams before, which is super scary. You stalk other people while they talk about public information that you share, public figure, on a public forum. That's what's really creepy about you. That you stalk out people's whole personal lives and then share it under the guise of, well, they talk about me. Yeah, you're a public figure. They're talking about what you make publicly available. But you go behind the scenes. You know what I love? You know what's riveting content, riveting content? She starts off her live stream again, setting things up and still not knowing how to set things up from her computer. How long have you been on YouTube? For over 10 years. Why don't you figure this out in between your streaming days? Why do you need to figure it out the second that you go live? This is taking time away from the people that pay to interact with you. It's bad enough you already ignore your members and you're just talking to the super chatters, but how are you still taking time during your live broadcast to figure out what you're doing when you've been on YouTube for over 10 years? You've done this before in 2021. Oh, and then she needs to talk about YouTubers' new baby names and say this, like say a bunch of negative things about it, and then say this, well, imagine if I had a baby and I named my baby this and that. Okay, so you know what this is all about? This is about jealousy. She has a very deep-seated jealousy over other YouTubers being treated well and her being treated the way that she's being treated. This is very simple. People get treated based, not all the time on YouTube, not all the time on YouTube, but most of the time based on what they're currently doing. Like, look, are there inherent biases against YouTubers? Yes. Some people just don't like some YouTubers, but here's what's going on, Amber. You will never be treated like other people because other people haven't done the things that you have done, and vice versa. So if you had a baby and you named it whatever you named it, that would be your thing. Can you please stop comparing yourself to other YouTubers? Like, she's so obsessed with saying, like in last week's stream or whatever, she was saying, oh yeah, like, you know, these YouTubers gift giving is love language, but when I do it, it's bad. Okay, when this YouTuber gives birth to this baby, and imagine if I named this baby that. Why do we need to compare you to other YouTubers? The reason why you still haven't gotten a good relationship with your audience is that there's no respect, there's lies and manipulation. If you stop doing that, you may get a better relationship with your audience, and you're going to have to be able to finally no longer compare yourself to other YouTubers. But you keep comparing yourself to other YouTubers. Who cares what other YouTubers are doing? You're being treated for what Amberlynn Reid did, not for what somebody else did. You are your own person. And if you don't continue to do bad things, if you don't continue to behave the way that you behave and lie, then people would treat you differently. A good relationship with your audience only depends on you, Amber. Yes, it depends on other people to a certain extent, but they're just responding to what you're putting out. Most of the stream is highlighted by her talking about how she's on certain medicine and how she's having side effects from this medicine. I think I brought it up once before. I'm just going to say this briefly. You mark my words. What she's doing now is temporary. She is going to go off this medicine. She's done this before. This is all smoke and mirrors. She's going off this medicine very soon. You mark my words. It's going to take a while, but it'll be within this year. She will get off this medicine, give you an excuse. You're very predictable, Pookie. And then she's going to go back to it again in a year and say, oh, I'm perfect now. Like, honestly, rinse, lather, here we are. Okay, so she says that she doesn't like people who spread negativity. My serious question to you, Amber, is do you not think that you spread negativity when you say negative things about your mom and your dad? Do you not think that you spread negativity when you facilitate the running away of all of your cats, when you lost Gracie, when you lost Rarity multiple times? Oh, right, you're in mourning for Rarity now. So any animal that comes into contact with you has a chance of running away. Isn't that interesting? It's phenomenal. So, do you not think that you spread negativity when you lie about people? Do you not think you're spreading negativity when you are searching for private personal information of Oh Lordy, it's Jordy and Mr. Snowflake? That's not you spreading negativity. So, this is just really amazing. This next part, she gets asked, are you looking for a job? And she says, there is one job that I could do, but it's really up to me. I need to figure out if I want to do it or not. I'm going to do it on my own time. How unrelatable. Does anyone else relate to Amberlynn Reid saying that she found a job that she could do, but she needs to decide on her own time if she could do it? The rest of us have no other choice but to work. But Pookie, Hans Christian Pookie Reid, continuing with those fairy tales. Amber, this is why you're incredibly unrelatable to your audience. You used to be relatable. Now you're just, well, let's move on. You do nothing all day. I'm just going to say it. Well, I didn't want to say that, but I'm going to say something else. You do nothing all day and you need time to decide if you want to do the job. Okay, spoiler alert. There's going to be no other job. She wants to work 2 hours a week. And as she told you, she believes that this is full time. It's a wonderful time to be alive. So someone tells her that she's participating in other types of jobs, and she says she has no idea what they're talking about. Of course she does. She knew what they were talking about. This is another manipulation tactic she does for years now. Whenever somebody tells her something that she doesn't want to talk about, she says, huh? What? I don't know what you mean. And she does know what they mean. And somebody actually calls her out and says, you know what they meant. And she goes, nope, I really didn't know. I'm not doing that type of work. Amber, you have done that other type of work for free. You've sent it over to your exes. I don't know what you're talking about here, Pookie Reid, but it's all out in the open. It's in public. You've made public monetized YouTube videos about it, okay? Then she gets asked about quitting her jobs, and this is another manipulation tactic. She says, I only quit one job due to anxiety and whatever, but, I had to, quit the other ones because I moved away. You see how she, again, says something that is technically true. She had to move away, but you still quit every single thing that you do. You quit all of your jobs. Why not just say that? By the way, it's as if people don't know that you have on your channel how when you did work, you used to hide in the bathrooms because you didn't want to do any work. By the way, in this moment, when she talks about her jobs, here's the thing. It's really palpable. You can feel it, how much she doesn't enjoy work, how much she doesn't want to work. Look, nobody wants to work all the time. I get it. But with her, I'm going to say it again. This person thinks she's working full time when she's working for 2 hours a week. It's absurd, it's wrong, and it's palpable how much you don't want to work. Continue to manipulate the narrative. Every single answer to every single question, in my opinion, but this is clear, you can see it, is her manipulating the narrative. Oh, well, I conveniently had to move, so I quit. Oh, well, I quit one time due to anxiety. You quit every single time because you didn't want to work. If you said that, maybe it would be a little bit relatable because maybe people did that, when they were teenagers and they had their parents support them, not when they were full adults. And maybe people could like relate to you. One of the biggest reasons, it's not the reason, but in my opinion, it's one of the reasons why she has a bad relationship with her audience, because she's not relatable. If people can't relate to what you're saying, or they can't learn something from you, or they can't like feel the same way that you do about certain topics, they can't relate to you. Like, you're just like living in a fantasy world, okay? She then says, if I get off of YouTube, what will everyone do with themselves? Amber, I know you really believe that, so here's the answer. The majority of us have an education and or jobs that we've been doing way before we've ever known who you were. I've had a whole bunch of stuff going on in my life before I ever knew who she was. As far as YouTube, didn't need her to make a name for myself on YouTube. Didn't need her to make money on YouTube in the past. I'm very confused. Like, why does she think that most of us only have YouTube? Okay, here's the answer. The majority of us do not only have YouTube. We have other jobs. We're just going to continue to do those other jobs when you leave YouTube. Here's a better question, Pookie. What are you going to do when you leave YouTube? Because any other job you get, in my opinion, you will be fired from, or you will quit yourself. A regular job is not like YouTube. You can't take off because, you're having side effects from a medicine, or you're dealing with an issue, or, you made mommy go to the emergency room on Mother's Day. Like, you can't do that. Jobs will fire you. I have so many people in my comment section saying, really horrible things happened in their life, and then they still had to go to work the next day or in a few days. Like, you know what, Amber? I really wish for you to definitely leave YouTube, because first of all, we all don't need you, because most of us have other jobs. But the thing is that even so, just try it, Pookie. Try it. Go and leave YouTube and see how well you do. She then gets asked, when is she going to sue reaction channels because she's going to win? That's a negative. In my personal opinion, she does not have the 100,000 to 200,000 that she needs to sue reaction channels. She's going to lose both. I'm sorry, both. Definitely takes a lot of money to sue. Do you have this money, Amber? Let us know in the dislikes down below. So she says she's not going to discuss what she's going to be doing and when. Okay, Amber, actually, I would love for you to sue one of the reaction channels. You know why? Because you are going to lose. So that's why I want you to try. Try, Amber, try, okay? She then says that a lot of people are really mean to her, and she really doesn't understand why, because she thinks that people should be treating everybody else. This is amazing. The way that she expects, like, you should treat people the way you want your kids to treat people. And she says she doesn't do anything wrong. She's not a mean person, but people are rude to her, okay? Then she stops the live stream. She looks up something during the live stream. This is a live stream. Why don't you go and look something up on the internet during the week off that you have when you're not on someone else's time? People are paying for your time, right? And you're stopping to look up something on the internet. Do it during the week when people aren't paying, okay? Then she brings up Beck and says, remember when Beck was taking the wrong dose of the medicine? Can you please stop talking about Beck? I just don't understand why you're so obsessed bringing them up when they have asked you in the past not to talk about them. And at this point, they're not on YouTube. But see, again, people talk about what they think about. She's thinking about Beck. I want to just finish off on this statement that she made, that she's a, good person. She's not a mean person. She doesn't do anything wrong. People are rude to her. And you should definitely be treating people the way in which that you want your kids to treat people. So do you want your kids to continuously lose animals? Do you want your kids, Amber, to take 3 elderly pets on a weird extended stay with an internet stranger and give up your cat in exchange for that internet stranger's temporary love on the internet? You gave up your cat for Tommy fake claiming you on the internet. How dare you say you don't do anything? A lot of animals are no longer here because of you. That's how you want your kids to treat people. Got it. All right. This live stream is starting to get a little bit closer to the way that she behaved in the members only live stream. I told you that she definitely is not this bubbly, happy person. I told you that she starts getting distracted during the live stream. She disrespects people. I'm sorry. You looking something up on the internet during your live stream is something I've never seen anyone do unless they were looking it up for the stream because somebody mentioned it. This is disrespectful. You taking a while to get started, to set up your live stream, to do all these things are disrespectful. Okay. So this is now, we're starting now to get closer to how she acts in members only live streams. Well, only wishing you the best, Pookie. Wish you all the best with your continuous live streams. Thoughts, comments, dislikes, leave them in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate your time. Check out this other video that's popping up here on a similar topic, and I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. Bye.